The Golden Cage, Chapter 3. It's hard to take a proper look inside other cages. That's why we use the labeling approach. It just makes it easy. Like in a well-organized laundry. White with whites, black with darks, red with reds, and so on. You gotta label them. Redneck, wog, towelhead, alcoholic, lazy, dangerous, aboriginal, bogan. Relax, my dear Australia. You're not the only one with a well-organized laundry. Again, this is very human. I had been called names before. The only thing that could really hurt me is that people would create an opinion of me solidly based on these labels. It's like grabbing a can and carefully reading the ingredients. It's always very mind-opening. Not necessarily agreement, but clarity. That's right. Depending on what you're cooking, carrots and peas can share the same pan. Although, if you intend to bake a carrot cake, you cannot put peas in it. But you wouldn't throw the bag of peas away. You just let them be themselves until eventually you can appreciate them on the right plate. You were born on the 1st January 1900. You were named Australia. You were born with an old soul. I have been watching you, my friend. You can be authoritarian. You definitely like structure and organization. You stick to your convictions. You rather go by the book. You are perhaps too loyal, although ambitious, eager to rise to the top. But you don't always have the toughness and self-confidence to match your talents and potential. Especially since you have taken on more than you could handle emotionally. That's right, my friend. It is easy to like you. Oh, you can be charming and effective. Yet you can get so bottled up with your emotions that you don't know how to express them. Am I wrong? And then you explode into floods or winds, sandy storms or bushfire. Australia, you beauty. You need a realistic self-image to match your emotional depth and complexity, as I am sure that will be the key to your happiness and success. Lasting security is usually an illusion. You told me once that it takes two to tango, but it is best to dance together as one. Your foreigner parents adopted you. They got together by arranged marriage. You have been aching to know more about your biological parents, but they left no traces. Or maybe you were stolen. Deepening your tremendous inner struggles, you feel these forces beyond your control. I know you're charged by a highly emotional nature. You have revealed that side to me. You have been growing up with a constant dilemma. You are empowered by an understanding of the cyclical and unending nature of life. You just don't know how you can recognize it. I guess sometimes we just know things, or maybe we have inherited them. What is your true nature? Because you are all about nature. People still come from all around to admire your true nature. And because of that, some decide to stay here. But like an artificial organ, there is a process to go through. Very surgical, tricky, but definitely not impossible. Your body sometimes rejects the new organ. But other times, you know that those new cells could get some work done. It is a job your pre-existing cells and organs wouldn't have done anyway. So why do they feel that the new ones came to steal something from them? Is there an older belief kind of reaction? When locals feel that migrants come in their block of land to deprive the people born here of something, is that a thought you inherited from your Aboriginal side, perhaps? I mean, Debbie did get upset that at the age of 55, she still has not found a husband. And I came all the way here and got an Australian man. I did. I dared. Or when I had my legs in deep, wet mud in the farm near Gatton and had to finish picking all hydroponic lettuce before the storm would ruin it all. I was stealing a job from an Australian. Not just me, though. There were only underpaid Europeans standing there with me, so that some of your kids could safely line up for the Centrelink payment. Karma pays back, I guess. Is that why the op shop owner impolitely removed my friend and I from standing at the entrance? You stopped that Australian-looking lady from walking in, Grumpy said. But I was going to buy that old ABBA vinyl. We just got carried away and spoke Italian between us. I bet he went to put pineapple on his pizza, just out of spite. I had 0.001% of racism and discrimination compared to what the majority of people here had to go through. See, Australia, you are in between the past and the present. You are trying to heal your past whilst living each day. You have 8 kids now, and their grandchildren are starting to pop up everywhere. Also searching for self-determination. You're a grandmother and great-grandmother now, but still don't know about your true nature. So you go through the day, stitching band-aids here and there. You're getting tired of it. You know the same quilting isn't going to work anymore. You know you need a radical change. You owe it to yourself and your curious next generation. A bit like me and Sophia. She knows about her grandparents and my grandparents. I could have just cut the umbilical cord, focus on here and now. It would have saved me a lot of troubles, money, energy. But then, what would life be about? Is that it? We both know it is not. Who are your grandparents, Australia? Like Sophia's, some migrated from Ireland, England, Germany, going through different British colonies and missions. They went through hard times in search of something. Some were guided by religious beliefs, but mostly they were assimilated in a system that was shifting all around. Do not judge them. They were pawns of a bigger plan. They couldn't see the bigger cage. They made daily choices to survive. They were told, go and grab it, or you will lose it. Life was starting to get faster The material evolution had to be channeled somehow, somewhere. The old Europe felt too small all of a sudden. The old stumbling lady had to do one of those things we all do at home, every now and then. Call it spring cleaning, decluttering. Let go of what you don't need and create space for the new. Power grew with this faster-paced life. Imagine now how those people felt. It must have been a good feeling. They felt they were expanding, like physically and geographically they could reach literally the other side of the planet. Imagine going around the Earth in 80 days. What an achievement back then. Those years, from the 18th, then the 19th century, brought a radical change, and they just got on with it, followed the flow, survived, grabbed some power. Little did they know that as we all are part of a bigger chain, a huge puzzle, or maybe just an atom of a cage bar, we are co-responsible. Don't laugh, Australia. Bless them, understand them, and watch them in their space. Put them back in those years when they did what they thought it was the best thing to do. Flight or fight, be the wolf or be the prey. Homo homini lupus. Since we have been existing, we have been feeling this bigger force, staring at us, playing with us, triggering us. We felt like outsiders. We came on Earth naked, vulnerable, and not self-sufficient. We are born with nothing, crying. We have been eternally in search of that key to understand, to grasp the truth, the knowledge. We have followed many leaders, queens, kings, priests, mystics, emperors, experts, wolves. We are full of questions, like kids. But why? 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 Why did that happen to you? You have been asking yourself, why have you been adopted? Why didn't your parents fight enough for you? Why have ancient civilizations been massively wiped off since the 1700s? Why are there these ending cycles? Breathe. Take a step back, or you'll get yourself overwhelmed again. And you'll just want to shut down this buzzing hermit walking around with nothing but a lantern to bring light to the hidden perspectives. Keep going, but walk this time. Don't drive fast and furious. Take time. See, you brought me here to stay. You used the friend card. But I have been tippy-toeing around you and your kids for a long time now. I didn't want to upset anybody. Who do I think I am? I wasn't born here. I have less rights. Let's express it without using man talk. I didn't share the same energy of the land since birth. In Sardinia, I felt the environment. I felt the struggle of the people being pressured into changing, adapting, assimilating this new, modern way. Disconnect from the land, stop farming, move to urban areas and work in factories. Disconnect from the people. Stay comfortably at home, not dancing and singing in an open squares. Speak Italian. Not all those unifying languages and scattered dialects. Stop bringing the animals to the same territories. Fence up what's yours and hurry up. Become one, even if you are many. Be in charge of your destiny. feel this powerful cage. See, Australia, your great-grandfathers had that kind of power starting to flow in their veins. They were offered a new cage. It couldn't have been worse than the previous one. They had to try. But to each growth spurt of power equals a rise of fear. It is indeed for the other face of the coin. The problem is, so far, we have not learned to share power. I mean, do you see sharks sharing their power, or crocs, or dingoes? They are pushier. They got to survive, and they go for what they want. Although Uncle Ocean, they start naively, making space for everyone, bigger, smaller, for the depth, or for the surface. Each one of them has a role. In nature, every living being has a role. It is clearly part of this huge survival chain. What about us, humans? We got to understand. That is when the hermit gets going again, in search of those answers. What is my place, my role? Some believe they are custodians. They are here to indeed protect that perfect surviving chain. They believe they can be happy connecting themselves to that. But others got sick of it. And look what they have created. Computers, smartphones, comfortable beds, bamboo sheets, lots of clothes, accessories, lots of rubbish, pollution, disease, skyrockets, invisible network that virtually connect globally. They can shoot satellites to the sky and beyond. Wow. Why would you bother spending so many years in slavery, forced labor to build giant pyramids aligned with constellations when you can get to the moon and back? The human perspective shifted. Do you see what I see? We started to feel the power. The faster pace gave us a rush hour. Your biological great-grandparents, Australia, as mine, had little if not zero chance to stand up, to keep up their ways. The highest level of transport that my grandfather had was to shift from a horse to a bicycle. As he used to say, that horse, when he finally got used to not eating, he died. The bicycle didn't let him down. His hand had been touching dirt, digging for water, pointing at the stars they would collect in prayers. Those same darkened, smooth hands let him down with Parkinson. Why bother, nonno? I didn't follow his steps. His vineyard is slowly drying, surrendering. I went to uni. I went to follow bigger steps, white, dominant dreams. His way looked too difficult, relying on rain, sun, wind. No way. I was so naive. And you know it already, my friend Australia. Nearly 30 years into this whitewashed golden dreaming, and what I lacked was more than what I earned. So I did join the hermit. Carrying nothing else but 23 kilos of hope, I started going. To end up with my hands in red dirt, relying on rain, sun, wind, to be able to get a farm job that would give me permission to stay here longer. Again, you called it karma. My grandfather's choices did have an influence on my life, a bigger one than I thought. Do you think some of those farmers that ended up down here, roughly 200 years ago, had a similar path? I guess we'll never know the unspoken. We can only try to chat about it. No matter what, You can agree with me that your grandfather's choices have left a big imprint in your life as well. Some grandparents did leave some stories, but as humans do, they might have added or taken off a few parts. Just like when you go fishing and you make the catch sound bigger. In pain and sadness for missing out on a lot of information to give you a clear picture, you have sugar-coated a lot of things that your grandparents did or that they allowed to happen. Not sure what could be more powerful. You had to put on a facade, Australia. You're getting older now. You have been through a big divorce to gain your independence. You are getting tired of the mask. You need the real deal and let down your guard. Give yourself a chance.